welcome. Today we're playing some Sherlock Holmes, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, in about a week, Shadows of Doubt comes out, which is the voxel mystery detective puzzle game where you're trying to solve cases that I played a while ago during the demo, which I'm really excited for the full game to come out. And also, I just got a new graphics card, so this allows me to kind of flex some of the graphics card, upgradedness that I have just gotten. So it's very exciting for me. I actually used to have a custom loop in my PC, if any of you know what that means. It was entirely water cooled, and I just cut out all the water cooling part because it was getting to be annoying to maintain, and I don't really look at my PC
Dr.
enough
Watson,
to
would you
warrant
kindly
it.
close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
Mr.
My apologies,
Snarky
Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
It's
And
not
for that
typically how
I am
claims work.
Is that my bed?
What is that
Watson,
zoom in?
since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Oh baby, this game looks nice. So we are Detective Holmes. There's a series of this game. They're well known for being pretty bad. But we're gonna play it today, because why not? That way, if it's bad, then I played it and you didn't spend your hard-earned money. I spent mine. Zoom in. Okay. London Advertiser, September 28, 1882. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Prince Ildur. Chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Ildur's personal bodyguard. The longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. A spokesman for the police assures the Advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentlemen's clubs or the fair nightingales who comfort them. Okay.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
What's this? Whoa.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes.
Barnes insists on delivering
Okay.
the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
What else? This letter? Rotate. What's it say? Vogel?
Another letter from Werner.
Werner?
They never reply, but they keep coming.
That doesn't say Werner. What? Werner Vogel? Is that his name? I don't
I
know.
don't see the strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick,
no.
who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Great. Time to go dumpster diving.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Shall we go? Down the stairs to the dustbin. Dustbin is such a dainty term for trash. Whoa. Ugh. What is that lag? Hopefully, it seems like it's just as you load in. Yeah. Why not dress in something more appropriate? Open the casebook with C. Then, okay, tab. Oh. 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 Well, interesting. Look at these mighty fine outfits. Casual detective, office casual, gray suit, ugly beige suit. The worst suit in the game. Just awful. I tried to move myself. Worst suit in the game. Just awful. Okay. So let's dress in Sherlock's overcoat because it looks pretty dapper if you ask me. Look at me. I look pretty cool except for my head, which is inevitably getting very wet. Okay, this is the dustbin. What is this?
A cactus spine. If it gets in your
Cactus
skin,
spine?
it's awfully tricky to remove, and
Never seen
when
one of
mixed
these
with
before.
poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Why is my heart beating? I wonder. Okay, zoom
You
in
were
here.
mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil.
Potting
See,
soil.
Watson,
Okay.
the conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
What?
Poison? You? That's madness.
Did I miss that part? I probably missed that part.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps
Get
from
the Strand.
Cordona.
Get your copy of the Strand here.
Oh,
Get the Strand.
Yeah, I
Get
need-
your copy of the Strand here.
I need a copy of the Strand, kid.
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Why were you
Blast.
yelling then, huh?
Then why are you still here?
Boss
Exactly.
pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
What happened to my
You're
newspaper?
a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
What did he do to
did
the
you see what he
paper?
was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not 'cause I was scared, 'cause I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Kneeling. What?
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Would he do
Time to
something
go
like
back
this?
inside, clean off our wet head. You've got a new question in your mind palace. Open up the casebook with C, then navigate to mind palace. Okay, and then select the evidences. Who ruined the Strand? Books from Barnes. That's the worst sound I've ever heard. Are you kidding me? Who came up with that sound, huh? Okay. The Strand is missing. Newsboy's testimony, London Advertiser. Guess we'll go off the testimony? I don't really know what's going on here. Potentially poisoned cactus spine? No? Wait, what? What am I trying to do here? What just happened? Okay, apparently we've decided Mr. Barnes is involved. The newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel for Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang, a visit to Mr. Barnes in order. Okay. Let's go see what's going on.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows its
Time
part
to go
of a
to the
game.
bookshop. So far the game looks pretty good. They've all looked very similar to this. I haven't played the other ones. I've only watched other people play them. Not in their entireties, just enough to get a sense of what's going on, kind of. Barnes Bookshop, I found it. I'm not really sure how or where. Oh, it was right in front of me. I'm blind. Okay. Hello, it's
Why
me.
go through all this scheming to murder you? A spine stuck to the newspaper is hardly lethal.
Right. I'd like to speak to the manager. What are you reading? My range of motion here is so small, man. Bags under eyes, the effect of overwork. Okay. Anything else? Oh, that's kind of strange. Okay. Hey, he has dirty, no, newspaper ink cans? What are you reading, huh? It's such a weird observation mechanic. Maybe there's something on your butt. Oh, no, but there's something on your leg. Leans heavily on his right leg, sore left leg. Okay, fair enough. Anything else? Such a weird way to navigate. I don't know that I like that. That tie feels very modern. And Watson in the background, that beige suit makes him look like he's naked. High heels, wants to look taller. Okay. Mr. Barnes has large bags under his eyes, the result of poor sleep and stress. He has developed a limp, likely the result of an attack. He wears high heels to look taller or stronger to deter future violence. He's being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot against me. Workaholic? No, I think he's probably just a workaholic. He's probably not involved
Mr. Barnes?
in a plot.
A word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Golly.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
This guy
Come now,
sounds
Mr.
very
Barnes.
sketchy.
It will only take a moment.
I take back what I
Really
said.
deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right
Yeah.
questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Z. Oh, okay.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Macabre. And oh, what's this? Egypt.
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Okay. Catalog of exotic plants on Barnes's counter. The name of the catalog reads "Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love." Don't really know how those two things go together. Everlasting love and everlasting plants. Anyway, okay.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
Oh, you know me better than that, Mr. Barnes.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Going behind the counter. Gonna loot your shit. Or not. Okay, Z. How can I interact with this? This thing?
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. The finest view London has to offer.
Her? That's the finest view? Nothing against her, but... Interesting comment. Okay, the books.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Right. Okay.
What's your name?
Dog first.
Lily, I know, not very original.
That's still
The weather
a
is
good
dreary,
name.
isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Yeah, they're quite beautiful.
I should have worn something warmer. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
I will have a look at them. Thank you very much. Do you have any cactus
Encouraging
spines
people to stop
here?
and smell the roses.
Our national
Like
emblem.
this one?
God save the Queen.
What is this?
The pot
Man.
is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Well, the music is getting more intense. We're getting closer. What else?
Familiar spine. That's what I found in my dustbin.
Yeah, I want to know. These? White roses?
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so.
That's your evidence?
I merely sell them.
Oh, she doesn't sell them. That is important information.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Observe. I'm gonna stare at you for a moment if you don't mind. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment. Distant look avoids eye contact. Mourning brooch. And luxury fabric. Oh, there's one more. Anything down here? Maybe on your shoe? You're wearing new boots. Okay. Mrs. Fleming uses makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks. Her dress is made from an expensive fabric that's not suitable for outside work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. While she tries to bury her grief by dressing extravagantly, she still wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her gaze, always staring off into the distance, reveals her emotional detachment. Taking it as a whole, one must conclude that she's still reeling from her tragic loss. She's trying to move on, as suggested by her makeup and nice outfit. Perhaps she's trying to attract someone's attention, or because she's learned to love herself again. I think so. I think I'm gonna go with this, because I feel like if you were grieving,
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly
you
lovely
wouldn't have
today.
much of a
Is
reason to
there a
dress up. I
reason?
feel like once you
Does
start,
a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
yeah,
No,
once you start
but your
taking care of
distant look
yourself, it means
suggests
that
you
you're
seek
ready to
one man's gaze in
progress
particular.
past
Who
your
told you
former
that?
relationship.
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, can't blame her for that. Okay, wait. What am I providing?
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
What are
Why
we
do
gonna
you
impress
think
her
they're
on?
there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Okay,
One of
then we'll
these
ask
things is
her
not like
about
the
the
other.
cactus in the pot.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a dole to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
You're selling only
I was under
flowers,
the
so you have
impression
just
that
like a
you knew
random
its price already.
cactus?
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
What? Okay. Why is Barnes acting so strangely? Cactus spine? Exotic plants catalog. These three things? Cactus spine, character portrait, Miss Fleming. No. Okay. Dead flowers on display is connected to her. Roses for sale. No. But these two things are connected, it looks like. There's something here? No. Cactus in a cracked pot? Mr. Barnes in love with Miss Fleming. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Miss Fleming, a florist. He may hope she will come into his shop and give him watering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus. Oh, which he ordered from the catalog on his counter. That makes sense. A questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog presents these cacti as immortal. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped on the Strand outside Baker Street. Now to hear the full story. Okay.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Yeah, okay, now we can knock on the
Mr.
door.
Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I know who you're in love with.
Barnes.
No secrets around me,
Can't hear you
sorry.
very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I
More
couldn't read this
importantly,
morning's edition
my
of The
newspaper is
Strand
messed up.
because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
I know what
As
to
in
do.
most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the obtruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Okay. Saltpeter explosion rocks docks. Locals at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night, with loud bangs and a thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier N3 in the early evening, en route to Europe, when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. The Port Authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaking into the river, but the area is still off limits to workers and the public. It may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good
we
news
did
about
it.
you and Mrs. Fleming.
Okay. Very nice. Now, what? I will talk to you.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We'd
Yeah,
best be
let's
off.
get out of here.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
I agree.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh,
Let's do it. Something
Yes,
exciting.
I know it's not the
Let's
most
go.
tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career.
Oh, it will become exciting
But
as we
it's
dig our nose
brilliant.
into it.
Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Okay. Look at this place.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Why won't you investigate?
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A
Oh,
servant
it's one
walking
of
away from his
those.
master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Police are so annoying when it comes to missing persons.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
Okay, bye.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony, then we can
It's
lodge
not
a
worth our
complaint.
time.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning
Yep.
about your servant. So
Exactly.
that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
What is that dance called that the Maori do? It's so cool to watch. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, this is what the Maori look like. Here you go. This is really cool. If you haven't seen this before, it's called a haka. I think about this too frequently, if I'm being honest with you. Look at this. This is insanely cool. And they just do this at sports games before the game starts. They're just going crazy, man. Anyway, back to the game.
When did you last see your servant?
Let's
Kimmy
continue.
here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did
Okay.
you search the room?
Let's go.
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Cabbage isn't
Kimahir
like
make
great
off with
food,
anything
but
he found?
okay.
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Sergeant
Still,
Ruffles.
he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate.
Maybe
Should
he
he
was
cause any
killed.
damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
So glad you
All right,
rescued
Captain,
him from
I think I have enough to
savagery.
get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Okay. Let's go to the servant's bedroom in the garden, shall we? And you get all this, the servants get this. That seems just what I expected. Concentration help you pick up details. When you see a wavy green circle, press Q to examine more closely. Don't forget to pin the relevant evidence. Some clues won't be visible without it. Whoa. Okay. Anyway, let's look at this. What is this?
A
Clothing
scrap of Hessian.
and wood.
These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Huh. Was there a fight? Okay, what's in here? A bone?
Bottom chops. The remains of a meal.
Okay, fair enough.
The ashes are long since cold.
So it's been a while, which makes sense. Anything else here? A
A
coconut?
heavy chemical odor.
No, what is this?
Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan.
Oh,
That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, an narcotic.
interesting. Is this what you used to smoke it?
A Maori nose flute.
Oh, no.
Gurus, they're called.
Gurus.
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly?
This thing, this telescope. What's on it? Why is it so
Small
sensitive,
lady
man?
spyglass.
Like, it takes so much work to move, and then my mouse is like crazy. Okay. Press Q to see imagination nodes. Whoa. Oh, here. Next. Whoa. Okay. What? Snap that one into place. Okay, what's
no
here?
air coming through it.
What? What does no air coming through it even mean? Okay, can you stop going from room to room? Maybe I have to go back? Okay, stop. Move. Get out of my way. Oh my god. I would pay money to have you sit outside the doors. let's look at this.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Wait, what is this? Parallel tracks, wheels.
Who could
What?
have left these tracks? They seem fresh.
There's something over here. Knee print. Someone was hiding?
Looks like a knee print.
There's blood here?
Chewing tobacco.
No, tobacco. It's just red. Okay. Anything else? What else? A footprint.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Someone knelt here. The amount of
Not
chewing
the
tobacco
high
suggests
heel
they were waiting a while.
Mansion
Amazing,
man.
Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Provide evidence. A spyglass?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
Okay, so not the spyglass, maybe the
I
clothes?
came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
My man was distracted by another man's skin. Interesting. Okay. Oh,
Do you
footprints.
happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters.
Is 11
He spent
enormous?
his life
I don't know.
barefoot.
It's
Despite my
large,
best
right?
efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Oh. Okay, so we know it wasn't him, basically. Chewing
Has
tobacco?
Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
So no tobacco.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimahir and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Okay. You upright, snooty man-child, I will examine the garden. Again. What is this? Something in your drain
Rag
pipe.
reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Huh. Okay, so someone plugged the chimney to make this fill up with smoke. Probably causing... wait, what's next? Now this one. Oh wait, now we have different options, I think? Oh! What is this? What? Move. Oh my god. Someone got dragged. Okay. And then what are the other ones out here? So then there's this one, which can possibly be this turn of events. Someone was smoking hot. So someone had the spyglass here and the chewing tobacco, which makes sense. And then whatever was going on in here. Okay, so someone plugged this up, right? And then our man, Kamiya, was trying to figure out, was not here, but he passed out from the smoke. So then that person came in here. Move, sir, move. Dragged him out. Okay. Now we just have to find the rest of these nodes. Okay, here. Moldy, broken, not used recently. So we know it was not that card. Okay, so I had to pin a specific clue. Oh, wait, now I can... I had to pin that, and now I can look at these. Finally. Key print missing. Okay. So now I can have another thing here. Oops. When the other option is, so who opened the door? That's the question. Here? Pile of logs fallen. Parallel tracks,
Someone moved a
grass
cart to
hasn't
this
grown
spot
here.
and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Okay, now we unlock the last thing. Here. What does this show? He was carrying the thing. He was carrying the person, which I think is the most likely. Or he was... I think it was like this. Yeah. Smoked at the place, waited for the smoke to make the servant pass out. Once the servant started passing out, he dragged him over. And then he put him on the cart and tried to leave. He grabbed the key and tried to leave. And that's my version of the story.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Yes. Now we can go tell the guy who called us stupid. He better be giving us a lot of money for this or something. Because, that was pretty rude, okay?
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
Yeah, but I don't know that I want to tell you.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
Let me finish my story.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
It's true. Can't we at
Every
least get
second
a
you
pat on the
dawdle
back?
here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted.
Now I see why the
I'm
police
not
didn't want to
interested
work
in
with
the
you.
how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him.
Yes, finally.
And you, sir,
We get to
are
speak
a
our
brute.
mind.
The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
Please teach your companion the art of brevity. I hate you. Whoa. I was not expecting that, but okay. Did it go this way instead? It did. Okay, I was A wild goose chase there for a second. Okay. So...
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
a little pocket.
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man?
Just gonna leave your name here?
A strange
Like a
substance.
dummy?
I have my suspicions based on the colour and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
Nice. Okay, there's something else here. What is it? This? Grass?
Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
Yep, that checks out. Okay. Get me out of this screen. There we go. Okay, so we have a sailor's knot and a spyglass connected, and did any of these get connected somehow? Footprints, maybe? There it is. Okay. Kimihia was kidnapped by a sailor. A particular knot, a spyglass, and the footprints, they add up to one conclusion. A sailor. Okay. This one we never did quite get. Maybe now we can? Okay, so that one works. Calling card? Does that connect? A little bit lost, but okay. There we go. Okay, so it leads to the Port of London. We now know that Kimihia's kidnapper was most likely a sailor, that his wallet bears saltpeter residue, and that there was a recent saltpeter accident in the Port of London. Everything suggests that to find Kimihia, we must head to the Port of London. There's no time to lose. It is vital that we find a cab immediately. Alright, let's go.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
It all
Indeed. We
adds
shall
up.
need to take a cab there.
Hey, are you a cab? Depart.
Where
Sure.
to go? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
Oh my god. The Blood Red Knight, Chapter 2.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies,
Black
tricks of
cats
a
are
feeble
truly the best
mind.
cats.
One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps before the war.
What was that
my time
zoom
abroad
in?
was difficult.
They're giving him the
Once
villain
I
angles.
came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that,
Dr. Watson?
yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods.
It's fair.
Do it. We must press on, cat
each
or no
their
cat.
own.
The question remains, why abduct Kimihia?
Right. So that was the beginning of this game. I may record more, I may not, depends. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Have a great rest of your morning, day, evening, whatever it is you're having. I hope it's great. Bye, everyone.